Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. Welcome to my shop. I use dividers a lot. I have several pair. I like them because they're a very accurate way of transferring measurements, but I use them mostly for laying out my dovetails. And this is the Alan Peters method of doing it. If you haven't seen that or don't know what I'm talking about, do some research on it because it's the most accurate way, I think, of laying out dovetails. Problem is, when I first teach new people how to do it, they have a tendency to stick that divider down into the hole way too far, and then you've got a big gaping hole to try to get rid of. And when it comes time to cleaning up the finished joint, you've got to go surprisingly deep in order to get rid of that. The other problem is a lot of dividers come and the tips aren't round. They're actually flat on one side and round on the other. So in the process of going from one to the other and turning like that, you'll leave a little more of a mess than I would like. So I like to make the tip nice and round, not too pointed. If it's too long and tapered, it's too fragile and it'll go down too deep. The idea is we're looking for a hole just enough so that when you set your pencil or pen in there, it'll trap it, and that allows you to come along with your square. Show you what I mean. Actually, dovetail markers be a better example. You come in, put your pen or pencil in there, move your dovetail square over to it and marker, and then go ahead and make your mark. Very accurate way of doing it. So let me show you how to fix those tips. By the way, there's lots of brands out there. We carry PEC on our website for the simple reason that I think for the price, they represent what is probably the better divider. I like the square leg as well, just a little easier to hold on to. So the first thing you got to do is take it apart. It's easier to work on when they're separated. Take that end piece off. This has a quick nut on it, so it'll allow you to move it really fast, and then when that part enters this cone, the thread's engaged so that you can get your fine adjustment. Take that off, take the cone off, unscrew this piece on the back. Take the spring off. That little pivot point, don't want to lose that. We'll work on this one, it's a little bit harder. It's got that piece attached to it. So we can do it either on the grinder or we can do it right here with a file. I've just got a piece of wood stuck in the vise just to support it. So all I'm going to do is run the file, and the metal is relatively soft, so I'm rotating, and if you want you can paint the tip with a marking pen so that you can tell exactly where you're working. That tip's just a little bit too sharp, meaning pointed or long. So I'm rotating this with my left hand while I'm taking light strokes with my right. Relatively fine file. Actually, I'm going to switch to an even finer one. And if you're fussy, you can refine this a little further by using a diamond file. Now this is not actually a file, it's more of a hone, so you don't have to, you can go both directions. Again, I'm just rotating that with my left hand while I do it. Where's that piece of wood we try it out on? Did I lose it? Yeah, it gives us a much finer mark. It'll still grab the pencil. So that's what I like. Now, I'll do one over in the grinder. Just show you how to do it. It's a little bit faster. Still want to come back there and refine it, however. So I've got my tool rest sitting here close enough to the wheel to support the tip. Light pressure. So my angle that of this leg compared to that stone is, I don't know what angle it is, but it's what I want. Very light pressure. And just roll that while you're engaging the wheel. It's important that you have the tool rest nice and close so there's lots of support. improves your leverage. It's round. You could actually work it just like that. Suppose it'd be worth coming in with something just to make it a little bit smoother and get rid of some of those coarse stone marks. There. Not so deep, and it's easy to come off just in cleaning up, getting rid of the glue. After the joints together, you'll be able to get rid of those. Now, there are times when I actually want to have a knife edge on the end of my divider, because I frequently will come in and cut an arc that I'm going to then follow up with some form of a saw or chisel or plane. And if you use points, like we just did, to do that, it ends up tearing the wood. So there are times when I want to come in and file that. See if we can find one that I can work on. So if I was going to do that with this, first thing I want to do is create a flat spot. I'm going to do it on the inside. Like I said, the metal on these are fairly soft, so it doesn't take a lot of work. Try to hold that angle. Once you got a flat spot, then you got to come in and just shape the back side like a knife. So we'll take it down here first, and then gradually kind of an oval shape to both sides. I want to get rid of that burr, so I'll use that diamond hone. I'm rolling this slightly, or slowly I should say, with my left hand. And we'll do that inside flat. Now let's try that. Something soft like pine. So if we were to come in here, that's actually the side that I didn't do. We do the one I just did. And now this is going up against the grain, this is going down with the grain, so what you should do is go that way and go this way. And that'll give you a nice clean cut line as opposed to what you would get if you tried to use the pointed pair of dividers. I'll show you what the difference is. See how that tears? This will give you a nice crisp line to work to. So get yourself 3 or 4 sets of dividers. You never know. They're extremely useful. I actually have 12-inch ones as well for doing large radiuses. But they'll certainly improve your work. Good luck.